Good morning, all. So, welcome to the Monday visualization class. And today, Shreyan will continue on building analytics dashboard using uh, Shiny app. So, Shreyan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let me just make you the co-host so that you should be able to share. Just a
So, is there any background noise coming from my side?
no. I think this is fine. Just looking for you. So where is one? Yeah, here you are. Okay. Making you co-host. Yeah, now you are co-host, so you should be able to share your desktops.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Uh, in the previous class, I spoke about how a dashboard is created in RSign and what are the components in it. So, in the previous class, I showed you how a reactive function is used in RSign, how it controls the input given by the user and the output we need to show uh, in the UI, which gets calculated in the server. So today I will be showing you three more functions like this, which enables us to control the UI and the server, which go hand in hand. And after that, I will be showing you how to deploy the app. And by today, I think we will be giving you a small assignment on this. So please pay attention and you can just stop me anywhere you need any clarification. Uh, so there are three things mainly. I have shown you the reactive thing, how a reactive thing works. There are three more things: isolate, observe event, and the event reactive thing. So let me just start with isolate and let's just why we need isolate. I'll be showing you in a minute. So this is a basic structure of our Shiny app. Let's say we want to plot a histogram of 100 random normal variables. So let's do that. Let us give the title something. Title input. So title input. Sorry, not title. It's actually text. So text input is something which where you can enter the text you want as a heading or you want to display something or any name you want to give. Let's say it as main. This is the input ID, which we will be using as the reference to inside our server function. And we can give a label to it. Let's say enter the uh, heading, let's say something like that. And let's add another input that is numeric input. This input takes number as the input and we will give a input ID here. Let's say n. Let's say n. The label is enter number. Okay, so save it. So you can see after I save it, since the Siny, I have the Siny function, you can just create a Siny app from any R script you want. If it has the Siny app compiler, it will just give a pop-up as run app. So let's just run the app and see what it is showing. Page is probably. Oh, sorry. So it just creates two input buttons, or I mean inputs, and no output, since I haven't allotted any space to any output or something like that, and no work in the server function is going to happen. So this is just the outline, and now let's give output. So these are all my inputs, and so let's give output plot output. And let's give it the name of plot 1, and let's just calculate. So so output dollar plot 1 means what output I want to render in the plot 1 allocation. So I've given the label, input ID here. So input dollar $n is the numeric input that you give in the number, and the default value is 100. You can see the 100. I need to run it again. Anyway, the n will be the number which you input, and let's give it equals to input app. And main is the heading or the title that you give. And okay, here it is. All right, let's just run this app. So this is a plot of the histogram plot of the 100 random normal variables. So let us give it a name. Let's say histogram. So you can see what it is happening here. As I am typing the name, the main here. So every time this changes, histogram or the active reactive function gets calculated over and over. And for this, random normal sampling is done over and over. And so we are getting the plot different every time. So, I mean, we don't want that. This is a drawback. So what can we do? We can add an isolate function, which isolates the reactive input other than out of this reactive function. So whenever this input dollar main or the main function changes, this reactive function, this output plot 1, will not change. Let's make it use. So this is our initial plot. Let's give it a name. Histogram. So you can see no change is happening, but also you need the name here, right? So when will it change? It will change when we change the reactive input. We haven't placed a isolate button on or isolate function on this thing. That is why when this will change, the number you input will change, the reactive function will run once again. So let's try it. Let's say we give it 50. So here we get the name. So histogram of variables. So we don't have the name yet. Let's put 500. Yes, you can see the name appears here. So isolate function helps us to what to say? Just removes the reactive input out of any reactive function which you don't want to trigger when a particular input function is changed or the reactive function is changed. So this is the function of isolate button. Is there any problem or do you have any doubt? Then I'll move to the next reactive function or the observed event function.
Shan, can you increase the font size a bit?
Yeah, sure. Is it good now?
Yeah. Thank you.
So shall I go ahead?
Guys, anybody have any question? I think you can go ahead. Perhaps.
Okay. So our next topic is the next. This is one function isolate. So I have showed now two functions, reactive function and isolate function. Now I will show the observe event function. So I have already made the template here. Okay. So okay, let's just create an action button. Action button. Just go, and the label will be show me. Right. Okay. So what I want to do here is, let's just run it again. So an action button comes here, but it has no function, so nothing will happen. But let's say I just my work of my action button is when I click this button, then only I want to see the plot. Okay, not before that. So that is calculated by a function called observe event. So what this does is observe event is a function which is a conditional function. When a particular input function gets changed or is triggered, then a particular code will run. So here my target is when I click the show me button, this plot will appear, not before that. So let's do that. So my input is here go. When I click it, input go will turn true. So let's do that. Okay. And let's put the whole thing here. Okay. Now let's just run it. You can see no plot is here, right? So let me just give a title. So histogram. Let's give a random number 500. Let's say. Now if I click show me, it will create the plot. It's pretty easy. It's very intuitive. Nothing hard. So is this clear? Is this observe event clear? You can use it in many ways, like to calculate something whenever you need, or to show something whenever you need. it is not every time input or the reactive input is changed, it will not. So let's change it here also. Okay, so once it has been triggered, it remains true. So let's say, okay. So my next thing is event reactive. So R has a, yeah.
Shian, just a minute. So did all of you guys able to reproduce it? Or did it able
Okay.
to follow Shian?
Yeah, I can slow down if you need.
Yeah, I think that will be better. So you
Okay.
guys please do response in your chat box also, or you can just say yes.
Shreyan, I replicated this code and the plot is still getting changed if I am changing the number, like the value.
Yes,
And
since yeah, I mean this thing, what it happens is I need to put it here also. I mean
oh,
this
okay,
I'm
okay.
yeah. Um, yeah, let me see one
Probably
thing.
you have to put the Arnam also in the isolate probably.
So let's just yeah. So nothing is happening. Let's say I'm going to yeah. So yeah, you can understand. Oh, okay. So I need to change the level. That is a minor thing. So you can understand what it is happening here. Every time. So since this was not under isolate, every time n changed, this code used to get run all over,
Uh,
and it would plot the function. So
so
now this is also another example how isolate is a very useful thing.
it means even if you have an action button and observe event, if you not isolate, it will trigger
Yeah.
basically.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Every time this function gets triggered, the plot, this function, the reactive function in
Will
which it is, it will
be
react.
triggered. Okay.
Yes.
So even if you put it under action button or and observe event, you have to still isolate it.
Yes. I need to isolate the reactive things which I don't
Anything
need.
which is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
So is it clear now?
So
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yes.
anything under render plot will be a reactive function basically.
Yes. Render plot is also a type of reactive function. It reacts to the change. These are reactive inputs and these are reactive functions. So
Mm.
anything that in any reactive input is changed, the reactive function which it is present, it will run once again. So
So
that
just
is the
render
function
it.
why isolate is required to just keep it aside from the reactive function. Anytime when we change this, we don't want every time this to run. So since we actually use constant data, these things don't matter, but it will increase your computation and it will be observable when only you do something randomized. That is why it is observable so much. If we use a constant data or a data set or data frame, no change will be there actually.
Mm.
Okay. Anyways, shall I go ahead? There is one another function called event reactive that is the same as observe event, and it just so I had used reactive function. I mean, I have used reactive function here. I had shown you in the previous class. So what reactive does is it, uh, depending on the input in the choice, it changes the data. So the same thing is happening in event reactive. There is a trigger button. Let's say go, and it will change the data accordingly. Okay, so let's R is a very good example for this. Let's try that. So before you need to run this, sorry. So this is a dashboard which takes a data set. There are basically 3 data sets: rock, pressure, and cars. It shows the number of observations you need to show here, and it gives the summary here of all the columns it has. Okay, so there is an action button says update view. The default update, the default view is summary of the rocks data set, and there are 10 observations in default. So let's just change to cars and let us give 5 observations to view. So you can see nothing here has changed yet. When I update the view, you can see the data set it is considering is car and number of observation is 5. So here what it is happening here is when I am clicking the update view, the data set is getting changed only then. So here event reactive is the function. So input update, let's what the update function is here. See, update view is the label and the input input ID is update, which we'll be using here. So when input update gets triggered, anything inside the third bracket will get triggered. So dataset input which it is getting is input $dataset. After when I am clicking the update button, the dataset which I have selected here, now it hasn't changed yet. When I will click update button, the update view button, dataset input will get this what I have selected. Pressure I have selected. So it will get dataset input as pressure. So this is kind of it's similar to observe event. Observe event, what it does is when we click a trigger button, it just executes a piece of code. In event reactive, it just gives a reactive function to a data set or data input, and you use it similarly here with a function button since it is a function now. And so you can see in the summary, render print is something which you need to print the data as it is. So let's show something. Let's say summary of cars. Okay, so this is the output which you get. Output which you get, and we need to print it as it is. So we will use render print. So there are many render functions you can see, a lot of it. You can just Google it and you can just learn on your own. Those are very intuitive things, not very tough. Okay, so did you get the idea what? Okay, I need to run it once again. Okay, did you get the idea how what event reactive does? Any kind of doubts you can ask me.
What does the switch keyword use?
So it's I think so I'm not completely sure what it does, but it just I mean since it is a
I think it switched the data set.
yeah, it's a I mean what it does is here the entry
Either it is saying rock, pressure, and car.
yes no what the thing is it is happening is here the choices are in string.
Right.
Okay. So when we need to enter the data set, it just switches to the string to the data set.
So it basically switched the choice.
Yeah, it just basically switches the choice.
If you
So
go
by
up-
writing this code, we will get in that output section that 3 options for rock, pressure, and cars.
Come again?
input section, in the input section, you will get a 3 choices, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you can see
Go there,
in
you
the
go up, yeah. In the input section, you have data set. In the data set, you have 3 choices: rock, pressure, and cars. So now you go to the go up, you scroll
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see in the choose data set, you see 3 options that have rock, pressure, and cars. Now, if you want to switch, suppose you already have by default say rock. If you want to choose the cars, then you basically go update in
Yeah.
the what is called update view. Then the whole thing will you have to switch your choice in the reactive session. Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, since it is a conditional reactive function, or I mean, it depends on what you are choosing. That is why you need to switch accordingly whenever you update the view. I need to see this. What is ignore null is doing?
Maybe just write it in the console and check it out.
Yeah. So observe event reactive. Blue null is going. Whether the action should be triggered. And the input is null. Okay, so when no input is given, it just shows the default. That is the thing. The action should be triggered. Okay, so I mean, the first time we run it, the value is null, I think. So it shows, yeah. So what here it was happening is the function that I wrote. So here it wasn't showing until I hit the show button, show me button. But when I do the ignore null, I think the first time it just shows it. I think that's what is happening.
Ignore null equal to false. So that's why is it showing? I mean, if it is ignore null equal to false, you try that in your code, the ignore null, and check what happens. Yeah, there may be. I think in the observe event, in the render plot, maybe, yeah, exactly. Ignore null equal to false.
So the default value is
Default is true or false?
true. Default is true.
True.
False.
Yeah, try that.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. If you
This,
be not null equal to false, then it will
it will not show until I hit the show me button. So you can
Right.
understand before I'm clicking the show me, the value is null.
Hmm.
So when the value is null, it will show some plot. And if I just hit the show me button after I change some values, then it will change. Yes.
Update basically. Yeah. So some default thing, it will just take some default and show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this is about event reactive. Uh, right. Okay. So any more questions?
Did you able to replicate what?
So this thing is in the RSigny tutorial page. You can just go
Exactly.
and let me share the link in the chat. So how to manage So just scroll down at the last of the page, you will just see some examples. If you run example 07 widgets, and so before that you need to run the library sign this thing, and then you can run example. You can see what dashboard it is creating and what code they are using. So this is very helpful to get the basics right. You can just use it, and in the same okay, not in the same. Okay, this is the okay. So if you click the get started button here, you will see a 2.5 hour video which just explains the same thing in a better way than me. But it is a very big video, 2.5 hour video, which for the first 40 minutes or 50 minutes it just explains how the input and output functions gets changed and what an analytic dashboard is. And in the next 50 minutes, I think it's just a guide how to change the UI. I mean, how to make it beautiful, and those HTML and CSS things, I think, which we don't need right now. The basics are much important. You can just develop yourself afterwards.
Where is that link? Can you just share?
Yeah, I mean, the link that I shared,
Uh-huh.
above that you will see a get started.
Okay, okay. In that get started, they have this video.
Yes, they have this video.
Okay, okay.
Below they have some lessons here. Welcome to Shiny layout the user interface. So it is a very detailed tutorial actually what RSigny has provided us. I mean, you can just learn it on your own. Do some experiments, use the functions. All right, there are few. So these are the server thing which I say. I mean, how in the server we can control our behavior, the user input behavior and action. Next, I will show some basic UI things, which just, I mean, very basic things. So let's okay, to run this. Also my app which I have done and show what are the user interface things you can do. Okay, so let it run for a few minutes. I mean, few seconds. At the end, I will. So in the meantime, I think you can. What you can do is just go to the Shiny apps io.in. Shiny.
I have provided the link in the Moodle page that you just shared, so that it will be there for the in the
Yeah.
page.
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
So what you can do is go to shinyapps.io.login.
So you're going to the deployment thing now?
Yeah, I mean, let them make the account first. Then I will show how to
Okay.
deploy.
Okay,
So in
sure.
the meantime, they can just make the account. So You just
So yeah. So they
so
can have
yeah.
the account with Google also, basically.
Yes, anything. And it is recommended you don't use the CMI email ID. So just
Because
go ahead with your Google.
yeah.
So here you can just sign up, give your email and password, and your account will be done. Then I will show you how to just deploy the app. Okay.
So guys, take your time and just
Yeah. Take your time.
and sign up. And once you are sign up, just write in the chat box, done.
Yeah, because I think in the assignment we will give you to deploy something, and we will need the link to see. I mean, you can just that link is. I mean, you can give it to anyone, anywhere, and they can access your dashboard. That is the beauty of it, and that is a free version. So you can do all the basic things. All right. So okay. So tell me when you're done. All right. So I think they have done it. So this is this is my app. I mean, what I created. The layout that I have used is called dashboard page layout. You can just Google it. Dashboard. Yeah. So you need just one thing, Shiny Dashboard library. You can just install it, and this is the layout. Dashboard page, dashboard header, dashboard sidebar, and dashboard body. So this is my dashboard sidebar. So this is my sidebar. This is my heading, and this is the main panel. Right. So inside that, you can create tabs. That you can just do it using tab set panels.
So far 8 of you have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of you have written 10. So let's 11.
Okay, I'll wait for a few more minutes. There is some discrepancy. There is.
So about 15 of you have 15, 16 of you, 17 of you have able to create the thing. So shall we start? Okay, Shan, I think you now
Yeah. Okay.
looks like
All
most
right.
of
So
yes.
yes. So let me repeat it. So the layout that I am using Let's go to the home page. So this is the dashboard page layout. This is the head bar. This is the sidebar, and this is the main panel. So the syntax is very intuitive. You just need library Shiny dashboard. You can just install it. So inside dashboard page function, you just write dashboard header, dashboard sidebar, dashboard body. What I have used here. See. Okay, so inside dashboard page, you can just create dashboard header, dashboard sidebar, and the sidebar menu about India, states, district, what I have done. And the dashboard body, you just create tab items. That is, these are the things, tab items, the menu item that with tab name. This just define what the tab name is in the tab item, and then just you use it as a single page that we are using it till now. This is a single page. You can do anything you like. Then you go to the second page. You can do anything you like. You can just create. You can create tabs inside tabs. So these are very beneficial when you want to make a dashboard. This is one thing. And what is a tab set panel? Let's just how to create this thing also. This thing, how to create pages over pages. I think these errors, I think this is not my final dashboard which I applied. See what will happen here. Anyways. So, all right. Okay. So another thing in the fluid page. Okay. So this is one thing which I have created. Let's just run this. Okay, so you can see this is showing side by side. Yeah. So in a fluid page, there are elements called fluid row, and inside fluid row, you can create columns. So this is one column, this is one column, this is one column, and this is another column. In total, you get 12 units of space. You can just use it however you like. And the column function has something called offset. Okay. So there is something called width. Here I have given 4 width and no offset. Offset is 0. So if I give an offset of something, it just keeps some space before it. If I give something called 4. If I just run it. Okay. So it just keeps a space of 2 units and then just makes the input button. Right. So this is how offset works. You can just create columns, and the thing you can make new rows in the page. So just think of it something like a data frame or matrix type of arrangement where you can create rows and then you can create columns. You can just specify the space. Space, and you're good to go. So this is one thing, and another thing that you can just use tab set. Okay. So you can create a function tab set panel and then just give a tab panel a name of something, and then you will get those things. So this goes under one tab panel, and let's just give another tab panel. This, this, something like this. Okay, I need to give a name. Tab name, I guess. Yeah. Let's just give a name of tab, tab A, and another thing here. Tab B. Hmm.
There is a error
Right.
in the line to, yeah, now it is fine.
Yeah. Yes. So you can see there are two tabs that have been created. So this is a tab and another tab is this one. So these are very easy things. You can just Google it, and you can just, or you can just go through the RSigny tutorial page that we have shared. Uh, you can get everything there. And all right, so these are the basic UI things, and uh, it is not possible to teach any user interface thing because these are aesthetic things which depends on people to people and person to person. And I mean, there are many things you can do. I mean, unlimited things you can do. These are not limited to these what I showed you. These are just basic things. You can just they have also created something using HTML. I mean, if you want to keep something, let's, so in H1 is the header, the highest header value that HTML uses in the tag format. So we can use that also. I think this works. Yeah, you can see these are, I mean, you can use the HTML things as they are. I mean, which uh, you people have used in HTML with this thing. You can just use this name and create a function, and you are good to go. Anything. I had showed it in the previous class. Yes, yes. Okay, so these are the things you can do, and many things you can do. So, yeah, A gives the hyperlink, abbreviation, bold. I mean, all the HTML elements are present here. All right, so these are the user interface things. I have shown you how the server function, how you can handle the server function using reactive, isolate, observe event, and event reactive. There is another thing, observe, but we actually don't need it because observe event is a better function that in that respect. So I'm not showing you that. In the tutorial video you can see it. And so I think we can go ahead with the deployment. How to deploy your app.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So any questions till now?
Any questions, class? No? Okay, I think, Shreyan, we can go ahead with the deployment.
All right. Okay, in this case, I think it will be better if someone shares this thing, because since I have already deployed something, so the new thing will not happen. Can anyone volunteer to share this screen, and I can show it from there? Anyone who has, I think, anyone who has this file opened, this app file that I had shown you earlier class, we will deploy that one only, or we can just create a default app. That's not an issue.
and created the uh,
Yeah, the account.
so who would like to volunteer?
I mean, I could have shown, but the thing is, then I mean, since I have already deployed under this account, so the first thing that happens does not happen every time. So that I need to.
So need a volunteer, guys.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, sure. I will just stop sharing.
Yeah, Ashutosh.
Ashutosh. Okay, I'll make you co-host, Ashutosh. Co-host. Okay, cool. Ashutosh, you can share your desktop now.
It's okay. Is it okay?
Yeah,
we
all
can-
right. So yes, okay, we'll go there later. Let's just open the app that we will deploy. Open your Arc Arc
Okay.
Studio.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the app that I had shown you
Yes, yes.
earlier class. Okay, let's deploy that. Once, please run it in your local machine. Let me see it.
What? Sorry.
I mean, run the app. Just run the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this was the default. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is not just beside the console. Just click the stop button. It will just run it. Beside the console, yeah.
Yeah. I closed it.
Okay. Also, I can't. I did not see the app, so that's why I thought it was not
Oh,
running.
okay. Yeah,
Anyways,
it
it's
came.
yeah, it's running, right?
No, I
Okay.
think Ashutosh, I think you just shared this one particular
Yeah. Should I
thing.
share the desktop?
Share the
Yeah, you
share
can. Yeah,
the
because you need
desktop
to switch between this
between the
R
app,
Studio app and the
Studio app and the
login page.
login page. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
So
app
since
was running fine.
okay, it's all right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. All right. Let's okay. Close it. And beside the run app, you will see a blue button there. Just
Yeah.
click on the arrow button. Okay. It's just all right. You need to yes, just click on yes. It will just take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, just click the arrow beside it. Okay, so it gives the manage accounts. You don't need it right now because you don't have any accounts open. So just click on publish application.
Mm.
You just install it. Just click no then. Okay, good version. What version of R are you using?
I think it's
Just above the console you can see. Just go very okay 3.
3.6.
Okay, so the updated R version is above 4, so it will be good if you just update it. I mean, not right now. It will be better for you if you update it for yourself only. Anyways, okay. So is the publish application not opening, right?
No.
Okay.
Third was the
So just okay. I will show only. Okay. I think it will be better. You can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right. So we go to publish application. This is opening directly. Okay, thanks. Other guys, other people, what option are you getting when you are clicking on this publish application? Okay. Just okay. And since I can add one. Yes. I think this option will be coming. Is it coming? Anyone?
Yes, yes, this is.
This happen. Okay. So you can just click on shinyapps.io. All right. And this thing will come. Is it coming?
Yes.
All right. So now you need to go to your login page. Okay, sorry, close it. Just forward my password. So I just try to Google it. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so something like this will happen. You have no dashboards here, so nothing will show you. Okay, you go to account. Account. You can see a item called tokens.
Yes.
Okay, click on that. So this is your token, the secret. This is this thing. You can just click on show. This thing you will get RS Connect set account info. All right. Are you getting this?
Yeah, we copied the secret
Okay.
ID.
Yes, you have copied it, right? Okay. All right. Now just paste it here. Everything that R is connect, set account info. All right. Tell me when you're done. So have you pasted it?
Did you able to do that? Hello?
Are you stuck anywhere? Do I need to repeat any step?
Aman is saying okay. Neha is yes.
Okay, pasted it. Okay, then you can just go ahead with the connect account. Then you can I think something like this is coming, right?
So you got two connection. One was
Yes, yes,
NCAER
yes, yes.
and one
And
is
my own.
this one. Okay.
My own account.
So you can handle basically more than two accounts
Yes,
from
yes.
Pluriga. That's interesting. Okay.
Okay, let's just do one thing. Let's log out and just sign up with okay. All right. Now what I will do? Okay, so I am showing the steps from scratch. Okay, follow. If you are not able to follow, stop me whenever you are feeling you need to just take time. Okay, so I have created my own a new account for this purpose only. Okay, so we'll go to this app I'm wanting to deploy. I will go to publish application. So first I have my default, I have my own accounts. So I will just need a new account. I'll go here. All right. Now I'll go to tokens. So copy to clipboard. And I'll just paste it here. All right. So this thing you will get here. Are you guys able to follow?
Yes, the deployment happened.
All right. So what is what is it showing in the left hand window? This
It's showing this
app.r
one.
will, is it showing that app.r?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
showing exactly that. On the right side, only my account is up here.
Yes. Yeah. Only your account will be showing. You can just give a name. I am giving demo one. All right. And so just click on publish. It will take time. All right. Just are you guys in this step or? Yeah, app.r. Are you guys in this step or do I need to show you anything more? I mean, repeat any step? Done. So got it. Okay. Yeah, deploy is running. All right. So since this is a small app, I don't think it will take much time. My app used to take how much? It used to take 5 to 7 minutes. No, 10 to 12 minutes, I think. It used to take. So it was a big app. Yeah. So you can see the deployment is completed and it opens as a something is happening. All right. Error with the app. Not this one. X must be numeric. Okay, so I have removed the no. What is happening here? X must be numeric.
I think when you are reading the X in the reactive function in the above, yeah, that is where I think something is going wrong, because X,
Oh, yeah.
it has to be written or something. Yeah.
Yes. I think, but it was working. I think.
It was working last time, I agree. I think, I don't know. Try it out now. Yeah. No.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it will work now.
It is fine. Now it is fine. Okay.
All right. So since then I need to deploy it once again. How you will do it? is if you need to deploy it, you will see this already deployed app. You can just click it here. It will just, this is the thing where I have deployed this particular dashboard. In this account, I have deployed it. So this is just an update. I'll just deploy it once again. I think you guys don't have any problem since you were using the default thing. Here I had modified the function, the dashboard. That's why it is a bit, it was giving an error. Are you guys facing the same problem, or did it run fine?
So Dhruvi is saying no issue, app deployed.
Yeah, because I think they are running the default app
Default
that
one,
Tiny
yeah.
app gives, so it will be all right. So let me show how it looks in the login page. So you can go to the dashboard page, and you can see your what app you have deployed. The name is demo1. The how you will get the link. You can just click it here, and you will get the URL. You can share it with anyone, anywhere. They'll be able to access your app. You can see logs, what error you are facing. I think it has deployed. Okay, now since I had deployed I had modified the main app. I think it gets updated here. Yeah. So no new app has been set up. Only the old app has been updated. So if I just close it and go to it. Yeah. All right. This is the thing. And yes, you can see the, sorry. You can see the logs from here. What error you were facing or something. So my last error was X must be numeric, so it will show it here, and what it is running inside. So these are the basic things. Now, okay, now so you get it how you have deployed the app and how it shows in the dashboard page. So you can just you think you can just infer from Shiny app's own dashboard page. They have used the dashboard layout. These images can be added. These things can be added. Everything can be done.
So this template is available.
Yeah, this template is the one which I showed. That is just. Yeah, let me just show
With
it.
the color and all these things.
Yeah, color. I haven't attempted to change the color, but I think the color can be changed. Let's just
Okay.
library.
No, what I'm saying that if the default color and all these things are already available, they can just pick up the template and use this.
Yes. That is what I am showing here. Just.
Okay.
Yeah, just. Inside this function, you will get a dashboard header, dashboard, cyber, dashboard, body. Yes. There is another thing called session which you can add in the server function that you don't need it right now. That is required when you need to show an error message or like loading time. To show that it will take a few minutes to load or something like this. So those are not important right now. So this is the thing. If I run it, dashboard. Template. Yes.
Okay, nice.
So this is the default template you get. I think you can change the color. You can just, if you just explore around, you can just change the color. So
Sure.
you can name your dashboard here. You can just add the items here. You can add stuff here. So,
Nice.
all right. I think the class is also.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any more questions? Anything? So we will share these code in the Moodle page.
Yeah.
But before we ending the class, anybody have any question? Any doubts? Okay, then thank you very much. Thank you, Shreyan. Thank you so much for explaining all the issues with Shiny app and deployment and all.
Yes.
That was very helpful for the class, and as well as it was good learning for me also. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, see you soon. Okay, bye.